This is the fairy tale story of Cinderella. It is brought to you by Stories to Grow By. Once upon a time, a girl named Cinderella lived with her stepmother and two stepsisters. Poor Cinderella had to work hard so the others could rest. It was she who had to wake up each morning when it was still dark and cold to start the fire. It was she who cooked the meals. It was she who kept the fire going. The poor girl could not stay clean from all the ashes and cinders by the fire. "What a mess!" her two stepsisters laughed, and that is why they called her Cinderella. One day, big news came to town. The king and queen were going to have a ball. It was time for the prince to find a bride. All of the young ladies in the land were invited to come. They were wild with joy. They would wear their most beautiful gown and fix their hair extra nice. Maybe the prince would like them. At Cinderella's house, she now had extra work to do. She had to make two brand new gowns for her stepsisters. "Faster!" shouted one stepsister. "You call that a dress?" screamed the other. "Oh dear," said Cinderella, "when can I—" The stepmother marched into the room. "When can you what?" "Well," said the girl, "when will I have time to make my own dress for the ball?" "You!" yelled the stepmother. "Who said you were going to the ball?" "What a laugh!" said one stepsister. "Such a mess!" They pointed at Cinderella. All of them laughed. Cinderella said to herself, "Maybe they see a mess when they look at me, but if I could, I would go to the ball." Soon the time came for the stepmother and stepsisters to leave for the big party. Their fine carriage came to the door. The stepmother and stepsisters hopped inside, and they were off. "Goodbye," called Cinderella. "Have a good time." But her stepmother and stepsisters did not turn to see her. "Oh, me," said Cinderella sadly. The carriage rode down the street. She said aloud, "I wish I could go to the ball too." Then, poof! All of a sudden, in front of her was a fairy. "You called?" said the fairy. "Did I?" said Cinderella. "Who are you?" "Why, your fairy godmother, of course, and I have come to grant your wish." "But," said Cinderella, "my wish is impossible." "Excuse me," said the fairy godmother in a huff. "Did I not just show up out of thin air?" "Yes, you did," said Cinderella. "Then let me be the one to say what is possible or not." "Well, then I will tell you," said Cinderella. "My stepsisters and stepmother just left for the ball. I wish I could go too." She looked down at her dirty clothes. "But look at me." "You do look a bit of a mess, child," said the fairy godmother. "Even if I had something nice to wear, I would have no way to get there," she said. "Dear me, all of that is possible," said the fairy godmother. And with that she tapped her wand on Cinderella's head. At once Cinderella was all clean. She was dressed in a beautiful blue gown. Her hair was set up high on her head inside a golden band. "This is wonderful," said Cinderella. "Who said I was done?" said the fairy godmother. She tapped her wand again. At once a beautiful carriage came to be, with a driver and 4 white horses. "Am I dreaming?" said Cinderella, looking around her. "It is as real can be," said the fairy godmother. "But there is one thing you must know." "What is that?" asked Cinderella. "All of this will last only to midnight. At the stroke of midnight tonight, it will all be over. Everything will back to how it was before." "Then I must be sure to leave the ball before midnight," said Cinderella. "Good idea," said the fairy godmother. She stepped back. "My work is done." And with that, the fairy godmother was gone. The driver called out to Cinderella, "Are you coming?" She stepped into the carriage, and they were off. Over at the ball, the prince did not know what to think. "Why do you have that sad look on your face?" the queen said to her son. "Look around you. You could not ask for finer maidens than these." "I know, mother," said the prince. Yet he knew something was wrong. He had met many of the young women. Yet after he had said hello, one by one, he could find nothing more to say. Someone pointed to the front door. "Look! Who is that?" All heads turned. Who was that lovely maiden stepping down the stairs? She held her head tall and looked as if she'd belonged, but no one knew her.